Welcome back to the Game Addicts Podcast, a show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I am this podcast player one, Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player two, Mike.
Hey.
We are back at it once again, right here in Mike's old game room right here. And also, we are back here on our regular edition of our show. Last week, we joined our friends Blaine and Tyler over there for their 99th episode of Podcastrophe, and we dual casted that thing where we just shared the episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about gaming. We talked a little bit about a lot of other stuff.
That's right.
So a little bit of a different episode for us, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun. And
it was a lot of fun.
Tyler mentioned
I miss
something.
my best friend Tyler.
Yep, we're going to see him here soon. Much love out there to you, Tyler, our good old player 3. But he brought you up yesterday.
Did he? What did he say?
He did. All right, so yesterday I went and celebrated their 100th episode with them.
Yeah.
It was a good time. There was cake.
I know, and I heard that an individual destroyed it.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's totally Blaine. Good job, Blaine.
Yep. All right, so he's like, you know what? I have never. He goes, and I love Mike to death. Love him. Great guy. Love him. He's like, but I've never known him for when we're having an actual topic that has, where people have opinions. For him to just sit there and go, yeah, I agree. Mike always has an opinion to share.
It's true. It's true. But the thing is like, there's two of you guys that almost share the exact same opinion as I do, and you're completely describing it in your own way. So I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't. I'm gonna repeat the same thing both of you said. So why would I care?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was just. I thought it was funny that he brought that up.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've known him for a long time, and he's never ever sat there when we're having a good-hearted discussion that has divided people, where people have their own opinions on such topics, and where he just sat there and nodded. And didn't have something to add. But anyway.
I did have stuff to add, though, to certain topics.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then whenever you guys go for 25 minutes, it's like, well, pretty much everything's covered. I'll just kind of hang out.
Oh, man. Last night, I got to tell him about that random Chris Farley bit that I did at work, like last week.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing the announcer, and I was framing it like the announcer was hyping up the boxing match of the century,
right.
Jesus against Satan. But instead of being Satan,
it was Chris
Farley. And then, it's Chris Farley as a motivational speaker, and he's like talking to Jesus, like, "What are you, way, pal? How you doing? Oh, G-Bo, how you been?"
It's hilarious.
Let me ask you something, pal. We've been, what exactly are you doing with the rest of your afterlife?
Yeah.
I did the whole bit, and his face was so red, and it brought me such joy to make him laugh. Anyway, today, guys, we're going to be talking about some Google Stadia. Not a lot of news on that, but there's some interesting tidbits that I want to touch on, and of course we've talked about a little bit of that since E3, but not much. There's something that we don't normally talk about, and that's going to be some different hardware that can be gaming oriented, but not 100%. Like we're going to talk about the new Raspberry Pi. We're going to talk about the new Asus ROG phone.
I don't have those specs on me, yo.
I got them. I got everything.
I got right here, though. I need to be able to visually look at these specs.
I have my phone, and guess what? We're sitting right next to each other.
I know, but I want it for my. Can I have it for myself?
No.
God, you're a greedy fucker.
I was like, what will he say if I say no?
You knew what I was going to say.
I know. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for checking out our podcast each and every single week. We love you guys. Also, we were on the Endgame Boss Program podcast. We got approached by Jeremy.
Yes.
And invited us on his show, and him and Jerron. We had a great time talking to those guys.
Yeah, I really liked them. They're great guys.
Getting to know those guys. We they like to do something really cool. Each episode should come up with that kind of sort of a topic of conversation to kind of like, it's not just us chilling, like more laid back. It's more like, hey, here's a topic that's going to challenge you. Here's a topic that is going to, spur the conversation. Not, maybe not so much of a debate, but a conversation. And that conversation for that episode was called Games That Changed the Game. Games that brought forward new gameplay mechanics, new ideas to help tell their stories, and what, the things that other games borrowed from them. They said, hey, they did that good. We can do that too. And maybe it spurred a whole genre. Maybe it like things that are still felt to this day in gaming that happened maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And things are still going on. So please go give those guys a subscribe, a follow on whatever podcast service you use. Search them up. They're on Podbean. Our gracious host at Podbean. Search the In-Game Boss program. I believe we are episode stage. They do something
3-9.
3-9.
We're 3-9.
So kind of cool, like how they do their like episode titles in season 3, which is like I guess their stage 3, 9th episode. So pretty cool guys, and who knows, maybe we'll be doing something with them again here in the near future. Some more crossover stuff. Stay tuned for that. We'll let you know.
Wow, this thing's phenomenal.
The Raspberry Pi?
Yeah, I'm looking at this bug. I'm like, holy crap, that's a big deal.
All right, so we'll go right into the Raspberry Pi. Let me get it up here. So the Raspberry Pi, it just came out, and this thing, it packs a punch.
It's a beast. From what I'm reading here, it's a beast. I mean, so this is comparatively, this is versus Raspberry Pi 4 versus the Pi 3B Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I have right there, which you can't see on screen, but Brandon can. You have to unplug it if you're going to show.
No.
Pi 3B Plus, and it's really good. But looking at the,
we're going to get a little technical with you guys.
Yeah,
we're
the
talk about the
text.
specs.
So the CPU is, it's a 2711 BCM Broadcom
quad-core Cortex A72,
which is almost exactly the same. It gives you 1 extra hertz. I don't know the difference in the cores. I don't know what's up, but the GPU, it has a video core 6. I almost said 5. 6 with a 500 megahertz, and the old one had 250 to 400 as a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But then you come down here, RAM. This is where it gets big. So the old one has 1 gig. That's it. Standard 1 gig. The new one has 1 gig, 2 gig, or 4 gigs of 2400.
The 4 gig model will cost you about $100.
But it's still 4 gigs. I mean, that's
I know.
a PC.
Yeah.
That is a decent PC. So you can basically run.
Do you see what I was telling you about? Like, I was kind of contemplating maybe going this route.
This is a big jump. But 4 gigs, I assume 2 gigs, but 4 gigs is a big jump because your Windows usually, like Windows 10, usually takes up a gig to 2.
Mm-hmm.
It can take up to 2 is what it states. I've never seen it take up that much, but I'm sure you max it out. It does.
Yeah.
But $100 for a little one. I mean, if she's not doing anything crazy, we can put that together in a heartbeat.
Maybe.
The only thing that I see that's negative for me, and I'm skipping down the USB ports, is the display ports. Now, it only has 2 micro HDMIs.
Yeah.
Not full size, so you have to buy a special cable, which isn't that much, but it's still kind of a pain because almost everybody in their house, actually probably everybody, has a full-size HDMI cable.
And you can get a little converter.
You can get a little converter, but it also has 2 USB 2.0s, and then 2 3.0s,
Yep.
and then 1 USB-C.
Yep.
And then down on connectivity, the only difference is that it has Bluetooth 5 and 1 gigabyte of Ethernet, not 300 megabytes. Audio port's the same, camera's the same. So this thing is a monster.
So it will do 2 dual screens. It'll do
it'll do 2 dual screens, which it draws a lot more power.
Mm-hmm.
Like the negatives here on this is so cons for the 4 is it doesn't have an HDMI full port, draws more power, and you need a new case, which most Raspberry Pi, well, actually up to this model it doesn't. But for the other one is lower specs and is still using OpenGL ES2, But the pros are it has a better CPU, a lot faster memory, dual 4K monitors. So this thing can run 2 4K monitors, and it has more ports.
That's crazy.
So that is insane to think about. So right now, I'm going to go to Amazon because I have a link, quick link.
I'm pretty sure that for the base kit for 4 gigabyte, I want to say I looked it up and it's $99.
So for the 2 gig RAM is $65, $64.99 on Amazon. Now if you go to the 4 gigs, it is $74.99 without a case. That's bare bones.
Yeah.
So obviously you got to get a case. $74, and you can have a computer that will do everything you need to do.
That's not bad.
I
told you the
that's
other day.
Insane.
The other day when I brought this up, and I was like, she needs a new PC. I'm kind of thinking about it, and you're like, no, it's not gonna be enough.
That's way more than I hadn't seen the stats until this very moment, due to we like to have me kind of on the fly,
reactionary.
Like, oh, she's not.
That's exactly what this was.
And this is a big boost because 4 gigs of RAM. That's big. That's only a quarter of what I have, but I'm full blown. If you're just surfing the net and crap like that, and you're not doing obviously no graphics editing, blah 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 blah, no picture editing, there's no reason.
Guess what? She can do that on my computer.
Yep.
And
it's mobile. Yours is mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, so she can bring it out in the living room, do that on there.
Yep.
Or, it actually will help her get done quicker if she just goes back there and sets with my setup and does it, and she just goes in, logs in, because she did it when she took pictures of Wyatt not too long ago. We went out and we took some pictures or whatever, and she went back there, plugged it in, boom, got in, got out, and that's that's why we ended up getting Photoshop, the new one.
That's what we have. We have the new one that you pay monthly.
Yes.
I don't like the monthly, but also
you
you're not dropping, if you were to purchase it full price, you're not dropping a big
$800.
$800,
Well,
and that's usually
you get
excluding
access
Lightroom.
to the whole list of stuff, like
Yeah,
Lightroom and all that stuff.
You get all because usually you're just buying Photoshop, and then you have to buy Lightroom, and now they bundle together, and it's like $14.
It's not. Yeah,
it's like
not.
$12 or something like that.
And
but
the thing is that if we need to drop it, we can drop it. We can pick it back up. It's like the standard. When you're doing your budget with your subscription service, like, all right, how much am I watching HBO right now?
Right.
None. All right. Well, all right. Then we're dropping it, getting rid of it. Just like we were wanting to get my kids set up to watch Paw Patrol. Right. Guess what? Nobody has Paw Patrol on any streaming thing at all. Nothing. The only place that does, Noggin, which is Nick Jr. Right.
Right.
So guess what? He already had a subscription to PBS Kids. Noggin was running a deal 3 months for $4.
Yeah.
And then it's going to go to $8 a month after that. So in 3 months, he's going to get overdosed on Paw Patrol, and we're going to let PBS run out. And then when through Prime, we get he's been watching. I've introduced him to Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
He's been watching Daniel Tiger, which is Mr. Rogers' little kid version, but for the next generation. And I've been getting him to watch Mr. Rogers. And he says, "I'll watch Mr. Rogers." Yep, you got it. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Anyway, go ahead.
So, I just pulled up the Canon kit.
Yeah,
Canon kit, and it is $100. Canon kit includes basically obviously the Pi B. This is 4 gig starter kit, by the way. So for an extra, what it was $74 for the Pi.
For the
just the Pi.
Yeah.
So this comes with a case, a micro HDMI to regular HDMI for $100, and it has a on and off switch, which is a big deal. That's one of the reasons why I bought the Super NES thing, because the originals do not. You plug them in, they're hot. And then it comes with a 300 Samsung Evo Plus, 32 gigs. The case, heat sinks, which came with the other one, but it comes in a black case. Now, personally, on my case, I like to have a fan on mine, but it draws. You have to also think about these are about power consumption. Mine, I plug in a mouse and a keyboard. it's blinking. Hey, too much power, pal.
Oh, hey,
You're
man.
too much. But this looks like a pretty good kit. I mean, and that's preloaded with news, so that's your starting thing. And I don't know about this, but I know on mine you had to plug it in to start off the wireless. It has wireless on it, but my wireless isn't active until I plug it in to the internet directly. So it's still great. I mean, this is a great. I can't believe it's 4 gigs. So me and my buddy, he actually got me into the Pies. He has, he's been waiting for one to come out that he can play WoW on.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. You can play WoW on this.
Yeah.
Lowest settings, but I'm sure you can still pay it. I love technology. This says right here, premium high gloss case, blah, 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 supports up to 4K 60p. This is awesome.
Oh, dude. I told you, man. This
This
thing
is
yeah. And, of course, for the people who like to use these for retro gaming, RetroPie is not working for it yet, but give it time.
and it's usually how it is with most. Like, this actually has a new system on it. It doesn't use the OpenGL. It has a new one, so they have to convert it over. It won't take them very long. Usually, these guys have their own personal support. Windows is free. Windows 10 is free. Everything they have is on the website. It's a phenomenal group. They walk you through step by step. They have instructional videos. There are some technological hitches with it, so be kind of savvy when you do this. But it's awesome. I mean, I love mine, and I don't really use it any. But that's because I built a expensive computer.
Mm-hmm.
I only played God of War. The only reason why I turn my PlayStation on is play God of War, and then I turn it off. And then every once in a while, I'll be like, I got online on my Switch. I'm gonna play Mario Kart. I win a couple of races. I'm like, yeah. All right, I'm done. Before somebody absolutely.
Speaking of Switch, really quick, I told you yesterday it was like Super Mario Maker 2.
Super Mario 2 weighs
2.5 million?
2.5 million copies, and I am one of those.
In 3 days.
In 3
opening weekend.
days.
Good on you. Good on you, Mario Maker 2. That's awesome numbers. Yeah, so Pi 4 is coming out.
It's awesome.
It is out.
Nate says, have a great show, dudes. Also love the setup. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, dude. It's not very often that we get together to do this in person.
Yeah.
But we're going to go see Back to the Future.
Today we are going to see, I am excited, one of the biggest marks in movie history.
One of the best movies of all time. Now,
one of the best movies of all time.
Last year we did it. Last year we did it too with Batman '89.
Oh yes.
We went and saw Batman '89 in theaters.
The only thing that I have to complain is that I want new, robust sound.
It's gonna be hard to do.
It's not.
I
can
honestly
hear Jurassic World next to us.
Thankfully, I don't know if there's that many loud movies out right now.
Yeah, it all depends. But when you pre-order those tickets, buddy, half that was sold out. We were the halves.
Now, this is in one of the smaller theaters. I mean, of course they're going to put it in one of the smaller screens, and that's fine. Because these new seats, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm good with those.
Yeah, sit there. Anyway, Back to the Future is going to be awesome. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So, especially, it's also fresh in the mind coming off of what they did with Stranger Things.
That was
this
awesome
year.
The way they had that in there. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
And he's sitting, they're in the bathroom, all like, wait a minute. So, like Alex P. Keaton's mom was like, she kissed her son? All right. Yeah, Nate says, that's right. Have a good time. Yeah, we will, dude. We will. That's in like just, almost 2 hours. Just 2 hours away. We got to get this podcast done here. So.
I know.
Moving on. I got another thing. A new piece of. Now, this isn't out yet. And I do assume somewhere in this article it's going to tell me when.
Stadia?
No. The Asus ROG Phone 2 confirms with release date, price, and specs.
Does it have the actual name? Is it just going to do the...
This is called the Asus ROG Phone 2.
Okay, cool.
At first, I thought it was called the ROG Phone. But then I heard someone say
Republic
ROG.
of Gaming.
It's Republic of Gaming. Anyway. So,
it's all good. I got you.
Let me find this here. Because it's not set up in a graph form. It's an article format. So,
I know how that is.
Okay,
I hate that.
So, how much is it going to cost?
Yes, is $799.
$899.
Ooh, I was only $100 off.
Not too bad.
What's the internal memory on that big puppy?
I'm looking at. All right, so before the phone was announced, Asus confirmed that the phone will be the first to use Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus mobile platform. This is essentially a souped-up version of the processor that's currently in a lot of smartphones. Asus said Cryo 485 CPU will run at 2.96 gigahertz, while the Adreno 640 GPU is clocked at 15% faster than the current 855. So I remember seeing that you can overclock this phone.
Really?
Yes. There will be 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage on board.
How many? Say it again.
12 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
Okay, and 512 gigabytes of storage, so like half a terabyte.
That's not bad.
No. The display is bigger at a 6.59 inch and boosts the refresh rate at 120 hertz.
120 hertz.
This
so
phone has
that is basically what my $500 monitor does, but it's 27 inches.
Yes. So this phone will do that. There is a 1 millisecond response time, and the touch input is rated at 240 hertz. The screen resolution is at 1080 by 2340.
It has no card slot, and it is internal can be 256 or 512.
So this is a 19.5 by 9 ratio, not a 16.9. It's like bigger than a standard 16 by 9 ratio. Yeah.
How big is this damn phone?
I'm
looking for the.
It's pretty big. It also supports 10-bit HDR.
It's nuts. It's freaking nuts.
I know. So some due to some hardcore gaming for a while, the components get so hot. This has a vapor cooling chamber.
There are some that already have that.
Yeah.
But something to add to the video. It says it goes through all 1080, 30 to 60, 240 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
So that's doubling. That's insane.
Okay, so it also says that they've increased the battery size 50% to 6,000 milliamps.
Yeah, 6,000. That's huge.
It also promises 7 hours of nonstop PUBG action, so 7 hours of gameplay, and then charges quickly with a 30-watt ROG hypercharge using a standard
Quick
USB-C.
Charge 4.0.
This is a USB Type-C. It also has has thought about things like Wi-Fi antenna placement to keep latency down to a minimum. The air triggers remain. Apparently, this was on the last one, and I told you about this.
Yeah.
The air triggers are basically on the side of the phone. So you hold your phone just like you're playing a game like this, right? Like widescreen mode. And you have two little buttons up here that are like basically touch sensors on the top of the phone. And you can program them to be so it's like you press one button, it's like, where do you want to program that touch to? And you can program it. Yes, that's what I was telling you about right there.
I know. I might.
We are going to get to that. So you can program so you hold down your air trigger and you push where your thumb where you want that to touch, and then you can use your pointer fingers to access, instead of touching it with your thumb. Use your pointer fingers to get a better grip and keep your thumbs out of the way. Crazy, plain crazy. It also has two vibration motors that are better than before with lower than 20 millisecond latency. When it comes to audio, it has stereo speakers that support DTS-X Ultra, which Asus says are 2.5 times louder than the speakers on the original. There's also a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack.
5 magnetic speakers. That's what it says on mine.
The phone is about gaming, so you want to take photos, but you still want to take photos and video. There's a 48 megapixel quad Bayer flanked camera on the back by a 13 megapixel sensor with a 125 degree ultra wide angle lens. There's no flip up mechanism like in the Zenfone 6, but the front camera has a 24 megapixel selfie camera. And of course, with all these specs on board, it's not the most slender of smartphones, weighing in at a whopping 240 grams.
It's pretty good.
And then, of course, there is a slew of other stuff. You have a gamepad, which is what you were showing me. It's kind of like the Switch, dude. You put your phone in this little case, and it has two little connector things, just like the Joy-Cons. And it also has a little holder for the Joy-Cons to go in, or I'm just going to call them Joy-Cons. So you have that. You also have a a special case. You have the cooling thing. You have an armor case. You have a desktop dock. Now, what this does is that it works. Think of like your little monitor down there.
Yeah.
Except it's a dock, and you put your phone into it like this.
Yeah.
And now your phone is now docked up, and you can do a hardwire Ethernet cable. You can do other USB stuff plugged into it. You can do mouse and keyboard with it. You can even do a HDMI out to a bigger.
This is a big deal
monitor.
For phones because who was it? They make the other Razer phone. Razer.
Yeah, Razer.
Razer was wanting to make one that you could put into a. They had it at.
It's that show in January, isn't it?
CES.
Yeah,
Consumer
CES.
Electronics Store.
Yeah.
Or thing, and basically you put your phone down where your touchpad would be, and it was a laptop, and you place it in there, and and you could do everything, and you could use a touchpad, or you could dual screen, plug in a mouse. They gave it extended life and stuff. So this is basically the same concept, except you can put this on your television.
Check this out.
It's insane.
There's something called I'm still on the main article. There's something called the Kunai Gamepad, which used in conjunction with the TwinView Dock 2 turns the phone into a clamshell-like device like a Nintendo DS. So that way it does a dual screen thing. And the second screen is also 120 hertz, and there's a 5,000 milliamp battery in that.
Well, it'd have to. I mean, you're basically doubling phone. I mean, doubling up.
Yeah. I'll show you the unboxing video before we leave for the movie. It's nuts. It's nuts. I watched this thing and was just like, it's more. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a phone. And
this is a phone for phone gamers.
Yes.
That is what this is. And, our Republic of Gamers, I have a lot of Republic stuff. I mean, just in general, I really like their brand. They so far they've lasted a long time, good quality, little pricey, but I mean, I'm paying for like all gold connectors and stuff. Most people they don't, like, you're not gonna care. I care because I want that everything instant, as fast as possible. Because if I'm gonna build something, I'm gonna build it right, as much as I can afford to pay, right? And that's what it all boils down to. As much as you can afford to pay, and I really like their stuff. They were pretty solid. I mean, what's in front of you? Predator.
Mm-hmm.
So, Asus does good stuff, and I want to get my hands on this phone because, Apple's good and all, but I'm not a big Apple fan. Who's that?
That is a comment from Gabe and Zone. I believe it is a waving emoji. Hello.
Hello.
there.
Let's go ahead and move this up here to where we can view it. That's kind of why I bought it.
Yeah. We have a whole second screen. Absolutely. No, dude, okay, so like the new Samsung Note 9, whatever it is, right? I was looking at that to get that, right? I've had good luck with Samsungs. I've had bad luck with HTC back when I got those. I had terrible luck with those. I have been anti-Apple phones forever. I don't want one. I mess around with my wife's. I don't like them. I don't like the layout. I don't like messing with them. I feel tech stupid when I'm working one.
They're different. I mean, I have an iPhone, and I personally, I don't really care. My wife cares.
I mean, you want to go back to a flip phone. Until now, until you heard about that one.
Well,
You can play PUBG at work.
I don't. No, I can't. We don't have signal.
With that new case.
This is the Joanna's case. She uses the new case so she can text me while she's at work. But
I'm just saying you can use that new case. Well, actually, no, that's an iPhone case. Get one like that and have an antenna booster, and then maybe we can hack into the Wi-Fi at work and play. And you can play.
I just hack into the Wi-Fi on a regular phone.
Okay. Well, you can get this new one, and you're going to be able to have.
I don't need the antenna booster. It's all over.
This new phone is crazy, and it's only $900. Trust me, I am. It. You know what? It didn't say release date in there, did it?
Well, somebody already did an unboxing, so it's got to be close.
I mean, yeah, that was unbox therapy, I think. I did not see in there. I was kind of skipping around just a tad to get the numbers, but I would have thought I would have seen that.
I mean, It's pretty sweet, but yet again, you got to get your hands on it. You got to see what it's going to be. I mean, for me, I don't really play on my phone too much. I have been recently.
September maybe.
But I don't do that stuff with my phone. I just kind of, it is what it is for me. I mean, the only thing I really do on most social media is Facebook Marketplace. I all I care about. I mean, I'm not. It's too hard for me to keep up. I feel like I drowned because I'm just too far behind. Like if I had everybody on my friends list that I used to have and everything like that, I feel like I'm drowning because I'm just sitting there flipping through, reading stuff that doesn't matter to me, and it bothers me.
Oh, well, I just sort of like, well, I'm bored. Let me open that up real quick. And I literally slide for a little while. If I see a video, sometimes I'll get lost in videos on there like I do on YouTube.
I do too. That's another thing I do.
And it's hilarious because, while I was waiting to come over here, I was sitting in the parking lot, like drinking my drink and having my snack.
Yeah.
I was, which was cookies. I got cookies.
Cookies are good.
I saw this video from Jim Brewer. It's an old stand-up from Jim Brewer talking about like drinking and how like the stomach is like and how like when you're drinking it's like a party. It's like and your stomach is the bouncer.
Your stomach is the bouncer.
When you throw a party, you invite all your friends and family because they all get along. So you throw. I was like. Well, first you start off with like when you're drinking, you stick to one thing.
Well, first here, you know what you start off with.
Like he goes, you start with beer. He's like, are you gonna all beer? All beer gets along because they know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny. And so you got like, beer shows up. It's like stomach's like, hey there, pal, where you going? Hey guys, we're here for the fun. Okay, I guess you can come in. Just keep it down. Are you sure there's like 20 of us?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of them, different ones. He goes, but then, well, what happens when you have a party? Other people find out. So then a couple of scotches roll around. It's like, hey, we're here for the party.
We're here for the party.
No. Got them on to go to play the bagpipes. So then they get in. Well, guess what? Now not everybody knows each other. And all of a sudden you got the scotch going, here, Heineken. Right here, you rat bastard, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't like you. And then, so he goes on. He goes, and then, at the end, who comes out at the end of the night for the party? Tequila. And there's this whole thing where finally the stomach's like, I've had it up to here with you. Everybody out.
Yep.
It was funny.
And that's the way it goes.
And that's how I get wrapped up in my phone on Facebook.
For me, so to add to that story, there are certain drinks that's literally my stomach's like, out. You are not allowed in here. Get out.
That's funny.
But that is funny. I get lost in the YouTubes. That's really what I use my phone for is YouTube, Facebook Marketplace.
You know what shows I watch on YouTube?
Cooking
shows.
Yeah. I'm starting to pick up on some and
dude, it's so awesome. Even if I'm not gonna make them,
steaks.
Because I just find the general idea of just learning different things because then it's like we made like this chicken Alfredo.
Yeah.
I'm not an Alfredo guy.
I love Alfredo.
But I found this channel.
Alfredo.
I followed his recipe. He deep fried this chicken, and we followed the recipe. And we're like, right, okay, he did it. It looked awesome. And like his Alfredo, it was Alfredo, but it had the consistency of like more of like a gravy. It was like thicker and like heartier. And it's like, damn, I'm into that. All right. And it's cool.
All right.
Because I also, Asian cooking. I love Asian food.
Yeah.
I love Chinese food. I love Japanese food to some extent. Maybe not squids, but but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So I go on there and I'll see like, ooh. How do you do that? Well, that's not so hard. I could do that. So I try it and, mess it up. But that's half the fun. Today, we also have another thing because we want to talk about the Xbox and PS Plus games of the month. The free games coming up. PS Plus first.
Okay.
Of course, you only get 2 now, and I have them right here.
That's cool because I'm getting Xbox.
All right, and I have those too.
I know you do, but I want to talk too.
Okay. So Wipeout Omega Collection. That's like the VR one. And Sniper Elite 4 for your PS4 August free games. I already know what the Xbox ones are.
They're huge, in my opinion.
They are big.
These are some of the. So before we even start, Xbox wins. Gold is by far the winner. Gears of War 4 available August 1st through the 31st, and then Forza Motorsports 6.
So
16th.
So 2 Forzas ago. However, because 7 is out. However, it's still Forza.
Well, 6 is but the Horizon, that's a whole different. That does not.
I know, but isn't Forza 7 out?
Forza 7 is out and has been out for a while.
It's 2 years.
Yes.
So this one is like from a few years ago.
It's about 4 years old.
But it's still like...
It's still a Forza game. It's still a great game.
Come on, I'm not trying to...
I love Forza.
Now, Gears of War 4, that's an awesome release for August because what comes out in September?
5. It's a perfect release.
Yeah.
Because now you can be like, boom, play Gears of 4, and you can play through 4, and then boom, right into 5.
Yeah.
Because it's a continuation
Or,
story.
I had no interest in this series until I saw stuff at E3.
Yep.
I kind of want to get that. Guess what? Now you have it.
And you have Torchlight.
Yeah, the 360 games.
So I love Torchlight. I play a lot of PoE, Path of Exiles, and Torchlight's kind of the same thing. I like it. I played a lot of it on my 360. A lot of it on my 360.
And the other one is...
Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, check those out for sure.
They're great. I mean, this is Xbox is definitely sweeping this one.
Woo.
Period. It's not even a... Well, maybe PlayStation's in the run.
I really wish that PlayStation was more into the backwards compatible game. Because
fingers crossed. 5.
For the 5.
Do this. You've already put out some digital patents here to say, hey, we're thinking about doing this.
Even if it was.
Do it.
Even if it was just the old this way Xbox does it on a per title basis.
I would be cool with them just doing, because they can do PS1, PS2, skip the 3, work on the 3, but it's not a necessity for me. I know for a lot of gamers that bought it, it's a big deal.
Okay, so here's the thing.
PS3 is a big deal, but you definitely, it's already said it's going to be 4 backwards compatible.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no reason
and
not
it better
to
be.
But
I'd be rattling in the streets if it wasn't.
1 and 2 are, in my eyes, that is the big error of PlayStation.
Oh, no, I agree.
PS1 come out and it just... You got what you want? Oh, you think you're running this show, Nintendo?
Well, guess what they did? They picked up the mic and they went to a bigger ladder, and then they dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. But here's the thing. So so if you did it like Xbox does it, and you had the whole per title basis, right? That's Xbox is doing just fine with it. They have over 500, 600 games almost. You're going to be hard pressed to find a game that you want to play that isn't on there. But that you would have to do that again with much older games.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious that like the original Xbox titles that are on there, they have a lot. They got those Star Wars games. It's awesome. But however, when you go back to the PS1 and PS2 era, you're looking at a lot of games that are no longer people no longer have the rights to them. So it's going to be like, well, that's an awesome game, but we don't have the rights to it. It's like, hey, how about the original Crash? And Activision's like, no, buy the new one. You know?
However,
there is a rumor, strong rumor, strong.
No, we're talking like
salt, biggest grain of salt you've ever had.
Okay, are you talking like strongman competition strong?
Strongman competition, yes.
Okay.
So there's a rumor that they're trying to find a way to make it backwards compatible on a hardware level. So it's
Xbox?
No, PlayStation.
Okay,
so
I was like,
it's trying to make
I probably confused myself.
So PS4 is on a similar architecture, so it's not the big deal.
There's no way you could do the cell processor though.
That's
the 3.
That's the issue. That is the issue, and that's what's holding them up, from what I understand.
I say skip the damn thing and try to get a virtual.
So what I would do? There's no way. There's no reason why you cannot get a PS1 and PS2 on a hardware compatible Like, because then you don't have to rely on licenses. If you have the physical copy of the game, it runs. Because then those games are licensed to run on the PlayStation hardware or PS2 hardware. Guess what? All this is a new version of that hardware.
Basically, just do a almost like an emulation station. Basically, have it like Switch has. You know, you can get on there and be like, I want to play. You basically have a icon that's PlayStation. You click on it and it boots the PlayStation. It boots the original PlayStation logo. Has to be the original logo.
Yeah. And it boots it into that mode where you can put the disc in.
And you can put the disc in and run it.
That way the system. Okay, so that way that
so
system.
So it's not running two lasers. Well, okay, you only use one.
Right. Okay, but then what you can do by running it in that mode, if that's possible, is that you can focus the system itself.
Sorry.
Right. Focus all your power and all your hardware on running it in that mode and running it as best as that can, because it's not going to be the same hardware.
No, but and here's the thing is hardware is so advanced compared to
what it was.
So when you literally put it down and you're like, boom, boom, there's no reason why the 4 or the 5 should not run the 1.
Right, but then if you put that game and try to make that game run on the new hardware, that game's going to freak out.
Yeah, but you can make it to where almost a virtual console style. That's what
it's almost kind of like when you have a PC and you boot up MS-DOS.
Yep.
And you basically run DOS.
But the thing is, DOS is still the building blocks of the computer.
Yes, but it's just that
so
old
it's
version
always
to
there.
Run those old games, right? Because those old games are compatible with the new Windows.
The big question is it still that style? Obviously, the architecture has changed after once you went to the cell processor.
Yeah.
But 4, how close is the 4? They didn't try to do it because why would you when you're selling over 100 million? You don't have to.
That actually is 100% confirmed now. They have sold 100 million PS4s.
I looked it up.
And they are also the quickest console to reach 100 million.
That's awesome. I love it. I love mine. It's great. Definitely the X is a better system.
Yes.
Specs-wise and everything, it does do real true K.
But
it really does.
What console has the better exclusives?
Oh yeah, there's no way around that.
All right, so then what I said about reaching it faster. Come on now, I had it.
And then you've got like if you can do basically all you have to do is get the 2 down because the 2 can play the 1 games. It's the same architecture all the way through, but more powerful.
Well, so the PS2 could play PS1 games on accident. So you could literally like in a way. I mean,
it couldn't play old blue discs though.
Hmm?
Some of the blue drives came out of it. Remember the old blue discs?
Well, yeah. Well, the blue discs were PlayStation 2 games that were on a compact disc instead of a DVD. So those were a bit different. Okay, so what I found was that the PS4 was the fastest console in history to sell 100 million units, faster than both the PS2 and the Wii, which were just behind it. It took the PS2 a total of 5 years and 9 months to reach 100 million.
Yeah, how long ago? It hasn't been that long ago since they stopped manufacture of the PS2.
PS2 was 2013? 2012?
That they stopped production.
Yeah, completely.
So
that's crazy.
Just understand that. When did that system come out?
2000.
2000. 13 years they kept building these things because I can tell you now, I know people that literally would just buy them $100. That's a DVD player.
DVD player,
DVD
and then you
player,
play some games.
Play
Grand Theft Auto on it.
$100. You could go buy one for a long time. They were $100 brand new, and it's like,
well, also,
why wouldn't you?
You also have to think about not every area in the world is as advanced in technology and have the amount of money to get the latest and greatest. So then the top console in that country would be the PS2. Because you'd still be getting FIFA games and Madden games.
Yeah, FIFA went all the way up to 13.
Yeah.
13. 13. Yeah. And then, FIFA was the 13. It's insane to think that they were still EA was still supporting that platform. In 13.
I'm looking this up.
He's looking it up. He's making sure to confirm my random bits of wisdom that I picked up that I don't remember. And then I just blurt them out randomly.
On eBay, FIFA 13, PS2. That's
FIFA
the North
13.
American copy.
Rare complete. I like it says rare complete because it's rare because
it's rare because they didn't make that many.
They didn't make that many.
But That's on the PS2.
It's
And
insane.
look at that. Look at that crap. Online. You could play FIFA 13, or you could, online on the PS2.
Yeah.
What? In 2012, when that came out. What?
Yep.
Get out of town. Anyway. So, it said that the PS2 took 2 years and 9 months. 2 years and 9 months, or no, 5 years and 9 months. I'm sorry, 5 years and 9 months to reach 100 million. PS4 did it in 5 years and 7 months.
It's not that big of a difference, but I mean that's a big deal.
So, yeah,
I mean back then you had the PS2. Yeah, I mean that's a big feat.
Yeah, and I mean, all right. So here we have like the different squiggles. This is a graph. The red squiggle's the Wii. The blue squiggle's the PS4. The black one is the PS2. And that's where we're at. We are just about ready for the PS4 to pass the Wii. To become the number 2 selling console of all time.
I mean, when you look at the 4, it has a very similar case to the PS2. If you really look at it.
Yeah.
And I think they nailed this one on the head.
They did.
They did a great job with it. I mean, yeah, it's not the best one out there. The PS2 wasn't the best one out there. The GameCube had way better specs on the inside, but guess what? The little mini disc sucked. That's what killed them.
It's not always about who has the biggest D.
It's right.
It's not all about that. It's all about what you got
And they had it
where
all.
people want to play.
And they had everything.
People are more than willing to go out and drop $200 on a slim PS4 just to play Call of Duty, just to play Madden, just to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
You got to think about all those people, all those 100 millions who are just casual gamers. The hardcore people they're going to get a Pro, even if it doesn't do true 4K, whatever. They will, because that's going to be the best
Very
one. Very
unsatisfied with that, by the way.
Man, be that as it may, I'm more unsatisfied that it doesn't play 4K Blu-ray discs.
When you invented the technology.
And the Xbox One S.
You invented this
That's
technology.
not even the X. The S is the same price as the Slim, and it has a 4K Blu-ray drive in it. I'm not
Why?
happy. Anyway, moving on.
Getting too excited.
Yeah, I'm getting mad. By the way, random tidbit. 7-year-old boy had 526 teeth removed from his mouth. Those were all in his bottom jaw.
Whoa.
I know.
A cray. Anyways.
He had a swollen right cheek.
I wonder why.
No kidding. He had 500 teeth in there. That's crazy.
Anywho, Stadia
right.
next.
Stadia. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Stadia. What's going on with Stadia? All right, so Stadia is launching here in about a month or so. And we are actually going to be able to get to kind of review it and talk about it. Our good buddy Tyler has got the Founders Edition, is going to be able to gift out a membership. And I got the high five because you were in front of me. Or I got the low five, whichever way it was. Because he goes, if one of you guys want that, and I put my hand out, and he tagged it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in a month, I'll be on night shift. So I will not be able to game with you guys. So it's only fair that you get it.
Yeah, I know.
And you can spend more time with Tyler.
I know.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will. Anyway, so, yeah, we're going to get it tested out. Now, Stadia is not without its caveats. I am not sold on Stadia. I'm happy for the chance to test it out because it's new tech.
Yes.
I like tech. You like tech. Even if we're not like, I want this right now, well, it's new tech. It's cool. Just like that phone. That phone is cool.
I want to put my hands on one.
If those guys that sent Unbox Therapy said to us, hey guys, you want the new Asus ROG phone?
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Is like, so we're switching over. You got me on it. The thing with the iPhone is that you're so confined to Apple products. Apple products. What I miss is that when I had a Galaxy phone, I wanted a ringtone. I went and got it. Mm-hmm. I don't like paying for ringtones. Yes, shun me.
You can make your own.
Yeah, you can make your own with this, but it's a little bit harder to do. you had to have tricked the system, and most of the time that when you convert that MP3 to MP4, it's not right.
Well, like, all I did for my ringtones was made them in Audacity.
Yeah.
Put up an MP3, put them on my phone. Guess what? I have a ringtone.
Yeah. And that's cool. That is one thing that the iPhone hurts. But they do come with a lot of bonus stuff. Like, it's going to be hard for me to walk away because we pay for the cloud, and we've got like 100 gigs or whatever it is for like $1. So my wife uploads all the pictures and stuff, and then she gets on there and pulls the ones off of my cloud and puts it onto her cloud so that she can save it, because there'll be times she just grabs my phone. She's like, oh, click, pictures, because it's the closest one. She won't be able to do that. I don't really care. Apple stuff, it's not a big deal, but I really don't like the fact that I can't plug it in and kind of do whatever I want. Because, being a tech guy and being a guy that likes to screw with tech, can't screw with this.
No, not really. So Stadia is going to be completely streamed, right? And they already said, hey, you're going to need to have like 20 to 30 to 40, to get, like 4K and stuff like that, probably. Now, the thing is that I actually saw a map about the average, right?
Yeah.
Map of average. Hold on. Sorry if you guys can't hear me. I'm sitting here holding my microphone while I'm trying to type. Enter. You just, what?
There's my invisible mic.
Invisible microphone.
Technically a mic, so talking to the mic.
I get it. All right. So, yeah, here we go. So, average, right? On average. Now, this is much more than what I had previously seen.
What do you do in the...
This is just I looked up a map of the U.S. map of internet speeds, and, like, some were... Here it is. I actually found the exact map that I was looking for. It's cool. I like it. So, the average across the country is 18.2 megabits per second. That's kind of low.
Yeah, actually, it is pretty low.
Because you have some rural areas that, like Montana, that are 60% slower than the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Then you have because you can see it right here. The blue ones are higher, and the pink, the red ones are slower. And we are like where we're at, we are like 0 to 20% slower on the average. Now we have access. You have access to MetroNet here.
Yes, I do.
Some of the more rural areas, like here, Indy and Chicago, and the few areas in between, have better internet. And we're starting to get more. However, this Google is coming out with this pretty early to get the jump on this streaming thing, to basically establish a marketplace for that. Now, what is Google Stadia? Some people got confused and thought Google Stadia is Netflix for gaming. It is not. What Google Stadia is, it is a marketplace. It is a marketplace. When the free version comes out next year, you and me are going to be able to stream 1080p games and 60 frames per second for free. But we have to buy the games.
Yep.
And those games are going to be the exact same price. They're going to be $60 for a brand new game. Except you don't own that game.
Yeah.
So, check this. When I buy a game for the PS4, God of War, okay, bought this $60. This is my copy. This is my license, essentially. Yep. I put that disc in there, and of course it installs. As long as that disc is in there, I can boot that game and play it all day and night.
Yep.
I cannot touch that for 4 years. Turn that PlayStation on. If it's still on there, boom, I can go.
But what if Stadia doesn't exist anymore? What if it flops?
Hold on. I'm getting there.
I know. I'm adding it too.
Okay. So PS4. My PS4 broke. Your PS4 broke. You threw it out the window. I don't know why. I'm not going to judge. Things happen. People get angry.
Playing Apex.
Playing Apex, you're like, you got mad. You liked God of War. You thought it was good.
It's good.
You keep your copy and you put it over there on the shelf.
Yeah.
A couple years later, you're at Disc Replay one day, $100 PS4. I want to play God of War again.
Buy it.
Yeah, fine, buy it. Yeah. Okay, so you buy a PS4. Guess what? You get home, put your disc in there. Guess what happens? It goes on there just like nothing ever happened. All you got to do is, just like nothing. All you got to do is log into your account to get all your trophies and stuff back and be like, yeah, you played this game. And even then, you can start all over, and guess what? You can play that game because you own that copy. With Stadia, they are not going to guarantee that you'll be able to hold on to those at all because you have no tangible. If you buy a game on Steam,
you have it forever.
You download it.
Well, you have the license on your. As long as you can log back into your Steam account, you can always download it on any computer.
And I assume that if Steam is going to go under, they're going to have some sort of tangible backup plan.
Maybe I don't know. I mean,
but like if you download those games on onto your computer and download those hard files, you have the ability to launch that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Even
on
if you're
any game, on any. That's what I'm saying. On any PC, I can go on, log into my thing, download the game, and be done.
Yeah. So if you have that downloaded, do you even have to have Steam open?
Yes.
You have to.
Yes. I have to.
Steam is the
Steam
launcher
every time. Yes. So like if
but
I was to get on Path of Exiles right now, it will automatically auto launch Steam. I log in. It confirms that I have the license to play this game, and then it boots the game up.
Okay. Because if Google Stadia goes under, and you spent $300, $400 worth of games, and you have a little library, and they're like, "Yep, we're closing it down." Guess what?
You lost it all.
You lost your games.
You let's say that every one of the. Let's say you have what do you say 5 or 6?
Yeah,
five games. Say you have 5 games on Google Stadia. $60. It's $300. Gone. Just gone. You'll never get to see that again. You'll never get to play those again. You'll never get to enjoy that experience ever again unless you spend, let's say that it's Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 6. Brand new. Just comes out. You buy it. You play it on there, and then they go down. You have to buy another copy. Grand Theft Auto games do not drop in price
very fast.
5
is just now at $20.
Yeah.
And it's been out for how long? 6 years?
6 years.
6 years this year.
And it was $35 last year.
Well, and the thing is that now it's like, okay, here's your $20, $15 for the base game, $20, $30 for you to get started on the online stuff, and that doesn't include some of the online expansions that they've done, like the new one that's coming out with the casino. Are those all free?
Those are all free. From my knowledge, everything online is free. I'm going to double check that.
I think there's a couple of expansions that actually have cost money.
I don't know any that cost money.
Because they've actually launched an ad campaign for it.
They've had an ad campaign for all of them that I know of.
Well, like there's a new diamond ones out that it may not be. I think it might actually cost you some money to download that.
I'm gonna look. Let's see.
If I were Rockstar, it would cost money to download it because I know people would buy it.
5.
I wouldn't charge very much. I'd charge like $20.
Online add-ons.
Okay, so it's called Diamond Casino is the newest one. And it's only available for the newer consoles and PC. The older consoles have been cut off. Pregnant pause.
Okay.
You got it?
It looks like you buy money in games. So that all the DLCs, it doesn't say. It says last 3 years have been free.
Okay, cool. That's cool then.
But the biggest thing is that you can pay money to get
microtransactions.
They're making their money off microtransactions.
Absolutely.
Which is fine with me because you're allowing us casual gamers that really like Grand Theft Auto the ability to play those for free. Tyler says, "Love you, fellers. We love you too, feller.
Oh, Tyler.
We miss you. You should be right here. Right in here. Right there. Yeah, look. There's the arm. But it's great that they do this for this because they're all free.
Yeah.
And you can play them. You can enjoy them. And if you want to advance quicker, you can do the microtransactions.
Yeah.
I hate microtransactions, but I like free DLC to where it's like, hey, play this. You like it? Play it. You want to pay money? Be my guest. You don't want to pay money? Be my guest.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care. Just be here with us.
Yeah, play.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, no, like Google Stadia. Now, there's a lot of people who are worried Now, I got this website from Yongya on YouTube. I was listening to his video. I haven't listened to him in a long time, but I saw this Google Stadia thing, and this is because he brought up a good point, and it's exactly my point. Because the dude who's the director of product at Google is basically saying that this transition into game streaming it's just the same when music. People were afraid about their CDs and them owning music, and now it's like everybody does it on their phone. He thinks it's going to be the same. I don't think it's going to be the exact same. Bear with me. Due to location of signal, 5G is coming.
Yeah, but who? Because we just had a merger with Sprint.
And that's not done. That just got approved.
They got approved. No, works. So we don't know if they're going to be the first.
Yeah, we don't know. And also, it's like
AT&T didn't buy direct.
You're streaming Google Stadia on your phone while you guys are, your wife's driving. You're like, yeah, whatever. I'm playing Apex. All of a sudden, lost service. Now you can't play.
Yep.
Okay. Because guess what? There's a lot of in this country, dead zones.
Yes.
And also. The size of the file sizes between streaming music and streaming movies versus the streaming of a 4K video game, and also data caps.
Yeah,
I know some of the bigger. He even said in his video in his area he only has one carrier, one option, AT&T. His data cap is 1 terabyte per month. He can't go over that. We actually detailed how on this show a while back, and I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but how long it would take you to reach that cap.
We did, and it was
like
quick.
So many hours of play, and it was like, it's gonna be crazy, and people are gonna be enjoying this, and it's gonna be an interesting transition. I know they're trying to get out on this early, get on this early before. They basically don't want to, they want to take advantage of something that they know is coming, which I understand that.
Yes.
But how many things have they started and then killed? That's another thing that he brought up, and that led me to the site called Killed by Google. And detailed on this website, it is 174 things killed by Google.
Oh, shit.
This is 143 services, 14 hardware, and 15 apps. Google Fabric. Sentenced to death in 8 months, Fabric was a platform that helped mobile teams build better apps, understand their users, and grow their business. It was over 5 years old. Google Hangouts. That's
dying this year.
Yep, in October 2019. So in 3 months, Google Hangouts was it was a communication platform which we used.
Yes, we use every podcast other than the ones that we get together on.
And we've actually started to mess around with Discord. So
yeah, we're getting there, and it worked really well the last time. So it's a good option.
It was a communication platform which included messages, video chat, and VoIP features. Execution date is tentative. It was over 6 years old. Google Hangouts on Air. That'll be getting the axe in December. Hangouts on Air allowed users to host a multi-user video call while recording and streaming the call on YouTube. Some of the other podcasts do this.
How are they going to keep that up but not Hangouts?
I don't know.
That's kind of weird.
It is.
How y'all going to do that?
That was over 8 years old. That's older than just a standalone Hangouts. That's probably because they're two separate things. Google Trips. This gets killed off in August. Google Trips was a mobile app that allowed users to plan for upcoming travel by facilitating flight, hotel, car, and restaurant reservations from users' email alongside summarized info about the user's destination. Google Jump. Google Jump was a cloud-based VR media solution that enabled 3D 360 media production by integrating customized capture solutions and best-in-class and automated stitching. It's about 4 years old. YouTube Gaming, killed 2 months ago. YouTube Gaming was a video gaming-oriented service and app for videos and live streaming. They're trying to compete with Twitch. It's dead already.
I know Google owned
Inbox by Gmail, killed 4 months ago. Inbox by Gmail aimed to improve email through several key features. It was almost 4 years old. Google Plus, killed this year. Google Plus was, of course, a social network trying to compete with Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
Yeah, but you don't really hear.
Google URL shortener. That's like tiny URL.
Yeah.
Killed 4 months ago. It was around for 10 years, almost. Also known as goo.gl. Was a
Google shortener. I mean, that makes sense. How can you not have another one?
So that's went down. YouTube video annotations. That was around for 10 years. YouTube video annotations allowed creators to add interactive commentary to their videos by containing background information branching, like a choose your own adventure style, or links to any YouTube video or channel. Chromecast Audio was a device that allowed users to stream audio from any device to any speaker with an audio output. Google News and Weather. Killed last year. Google News and Weather was a news aggregator application developed by Google. It launched in 2016. It's only 2 years old. They launched it and then they... This one's called Google Googles.
Okay,
no,
Tiffany.
I'm sorry, Google Goggles.
Did you hear me?
Huh?
I said, okay, Tiffany.
Google Goggles may be giggle.
Google Goggles.
Google Goggles may be giggle. Google Goggles was used for searches based on pictures taken by handheld devices. It's a lot of stuff here that they just... YouTube Video Editor. Killed almost 2 years ago. YouTube Video Editor was a web-based tool for editing. They've now merged that, and they have now launched a new beta version of that. So that's not... Google Glass.
It's not really dead.
Google Glass. Dead.
I don't remember Google Glass.
Google Glass? This was Glass OS. It was a version of Android operating system designed for Google Glass. Google Glass was like, was that...
I don't know what that is. That's the glasses.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're dead?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Google Maps
That's right. They did.
Engine
They did die.
is an online tool for map creation. Google Earth browser plugin. Picasa was an image organizer and image viewer. I remember Picasa.
It's interesting.
Google Helpouts.
Help us out, Google.
Google Glass Explorer Edition. Google Glass was a wearable computer.
Yeah, it's the
with an
glasses.
optical head-mounted display camera allows the users to interact with various applications, internet. Yeah, dude, it is dead. Google,
None of those really went anywhere. Like, nowhere.
but it's like
I heard about them. I'm like, these are awesome.
I
And
know.
then it's like, shh, what are you talking about?
iGoogle. It looks like an iPhone, but iGoogle. Killed over 5 years ago. It was around for 8 years. It was a customizable Ajax-based start page for a personal web portal. There's just a lot of stuff that they've started and then
But
stopped.
that's the thing, though.
Or acquired and then killed.
Here's the thing, is that they're trying to make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of what you're hearing is, we tried to make Google the glasses, and they didn't go anywhere. There is a private guy that took the Google Glass and is continuing to upgrade it and make it a viable thing. I don't know if he's funded by Google. I saw a little article on it, and it was like, hey, you remember Google Glass? I'm like, no. Oh, yeah, it's the glasses.
Google Hotpot.
Hotpot.
Google Hotpot was a local recommendation engine that allowed people to rate restaurants, hotels, and share them with friends. It was 5 months old. They killed it after 5 months.
If it didn't go anywhere, it didn't go anywhere.
Now, here's the thing. There's a lot more on here. I'm not going to go through any more. It's like Dodgeball. They killed Dodgeball. Did you know that?
How do you kill Dodgeball? That is unacceptable.
They acquired Dodgeball and killed it. 10 years ago, Dodgeball was a location-based social network where users texted their location to the service, and it notified them of friends and points of interest nearby. It was 5 years old.
Shame on me, even though I never used it.
No, but anyway,
I was saying like actual Dodgeball.
I know
you can't kill
that was
actual
a joke.
Dodgeball.
No, you can't. Oh, but anyway, so you have all these things that they
unless you lost your version of Skynet, which you're already working on.
My point about that, and the reason why I read all those things, some of those things are pretty big deal.
Yes.
Hangouts.
Hangouts is a huge
way
deal.
better. That's way better than Skype. So much better than Skype.
Yes.
And they're killing it. Why? Why are they killing it?
To allocate funds somewhere else.
Probably. But quite literally, we're just going to take our business over to Discord.
We're not paying for anything on Discord? So
No.
It's not that big of a deal?
But we're still utilizing that application.
Yes. Yes.
And we could actually be tempted to buy something in Discord. We could be tempted to give them money. Now are we? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But could we be tempted?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay, so the thing is, they started and they stopped and they killed all these things.
Yeah.
They don't have a really good track record of keeping things around. Trust me, there's a part of me that is very glad they haven't killed off YouTube. They
can't kill off YouTube.
YouTube has made them zero money. Zeros.
Really?
They've made no money off YouTube. That's why they struggle with all these ads and everything. And you have basically have Adpocalypse 1, 2, 3.0, where all these YouTube creators who are making all this money off of their YouTube channels. And even a dude like Boogie2988 who got viral famous as the big fat Francis guy can no longer do that character on there because he's no longer ad friendly. So if he wants to maintain his life and he's a video content provider, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made content with a fictional character that he came up with, did some stuff with his friends. He did it for years. Now he can no longer viably do it on the platform because they've deemed him unworthy of advertising due to the fact that he curses.
That's not the way it should be.
And what do you see on like primetime television? Like curse words and cleavage and even nipples. I've seen nipples on TV.
On CW?
Nah, not CW, on network television.
Like HBO and stuff. I've never seen anything like that.
You never seen nipples on like network television?
No, but I don't watch network television at all.
I mean, just plain television that they seeing some nipples.
I don't see why it's a big deal.
Okay, so the thing is, I'm very happy they haven't killed YouTube. I don't think they will, because I think they realize that YouTube is like, if they just killed it, there would be
somebody would instantly make a new one and be like, hey.
Yes, I mean,
you have all your videos, pull them back over here.
Well, and the thing is that you've had other YouTube competitors like Vimeo and places like that, but they just never you're unable to compete really because of how big of a monster and how big they suck up all.
Is that why they made YouTube Red? To try to make some money off of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, subscription-based service. Yep.
I figured that was why.
Yep.
I didn't know they didn't make any money at all.
No. So here's the thing. Again, trying to wrap this around, and I tried to do that 3 minutes ago. But then we got sidetracked again.
Full circles.
Google has a bad rap of coming up with neat ideas and then killing it when it starts like, yeah, this isn't catching on.
It's too expensive.
It's what happens when they start a marketplace like Stadia. So people jump on. And just like we said, they get 5, 10 games.
He was asking for you to pet him.
Oh, I'm looking at you. I have no peripheral over here.
I know.
I knew he was there, but I didn't. But I can say, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
I like it when he becomes my armrest.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Anyways, continue.
No,
because I'm dragging it out even further.
It makes me worried that they're just going to abandon it at some point, and you're going to have all these gamers unable to play their games.
And that affects us because our great friend Tyler is going to purchase this.
Yes, absolutely.
He already has, and he purchased the Founders Edition, and it's like, what happens when he's putting some money back on this and he's gonna lose it?
Okay, and then so you get a free game every month, or I'm sorry, you get like a free game, and their first free game is Destiny 2. Okay, fine. Destiny 2 is apparently going free to play eventually anyway. So you're literally getting like here and
yeah.
Do I think it's a cool concept? Yes. I think it's just the same thing, okay? I'm a retro gamer. I'm a dude that likes to own my games and have physical copies of my games to show you this is my game. You know what? This right here, this is my game. This goes on my shelf. Just like your wife's books. Those are tangible. She has those.
Forever.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Nope.
Just like this isn't going anywhere. You maybe have disc rot in 20 years, but like it's tangible. It has value. That's one reason why, like, me getting into PC gaming, it's hard for me to do that. Like, would I ever sell that? If I was in dire straits, yeah. I already sold some of my games, my NES N64 stuff. I didn't want to do it, but we needed money.
Right.
If I had those on my computer, I couldn't sell them.
Right.
Okay. And the Google Stadia takes that to the next level, because if they're on your computer, then it's still something on your computer.
Yeah.
If you go out and go to Walmart Go to somewhere where they sell they still sell box PC games. A lot of them now just have CD keys.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you used to like have to put the discs in and then install them.
Yep.
That's your game. Okay, now you're done with it. Okay, then you can sell it. This takes that to the even next level where it's like Netflix. We don't own Netflix. We don't own any of those movies. We don't own them. All we do is pay them a fee to be able to access that feed.
Yep, and they change it whenever they feel they want to.
Yeah, so we don't even have any choice. It's like, guess what? You're like, damn, I need to get around to watching those Indiana Jones movies. And guess what? They just took them down. Son of a bitch, I missed my window. But even
I'm sorry, you should always own the Indiana Jones movies.
I don't own them. I need to. I don't own them. I never had to. I had roommates. We just watched Raiders last weekend.
I'm just sitting here shaking my head at you. Shame. Shame.
I love those movies. I just haven't bought them.
It's like Back to the Future.
I own Back to the Future.
You gotta own Back to the Future.
I own Back to the Future.
I mean, you gotta own that. Anyways.
I'm just saying that, like, over the cloud, over the stream, dude, you don't own that.
Nope.
And once that shuts down, it's gone. It's just like, okay, so even digital has this issue when you have rights issues. There's a game that came out for the Xbox 360 and for the PS3. In fact, there's two of them. There's two games. Turtles in Time Reshelled. It was the remake of Turtles in Time, Turtles 4, the arcade game. And that was released on digital only on the PS3 and 360. Whoever made that lost the rights to it. They could no longer distribute that game. PS3 and the Xbox 360 pulled that off their store. You can't download it anymore. It's gone. I have it on my PS3. I have it, and I'm never getting rid of it ever because I can play it. But if I delete it, I can't re-download it. There was a game that came out called it was Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
It was that 16-bit beat 'em up.
Yep.
RPG type. It was an awesome game. Awesome game. I had it. I actually bought it. And then I sold my 360. In that period of time that I didn't have a 360, I got removed from the store, and you can't re-download it. So when I got my 360 back, I went to go re-download it. It's not on there. I lost it. It's an awesome game. It's an awesome multiplayer game.
It is.
It's a fun game. It harkens back to the old school arcades, Super Nintendo days, where you're just sitting there with a buddy and you're just beating up dudes with a baseball bat. Just like old Final Fight, old. But again, it's gone forever because there was no physical copy made.
Yep.
And that's just on the digital realm. That the streaming realm is the same idea. If they close down, it's gone forever. And
that's a shame.
It will be, especially for all the people who spend the money, because it's like one of the reasons why I'm not going into it is because I don't trust it.
Yeah,
I do not trust it one single iota.
I don't have anything to say. I agree with you 100%.
There we are. Here we are again with you, just sitting there agreeing.
I'm sorry. I've said my piece throughout this thing, and I agree. I don't trust it. I'm very much against stuff like this. I like Steam because, one, Steam's been around for a while. We went through at one point their revenue from 2017. They going nowhere, all right? Like, it don't matter if Epic Games is like, boom, we just doubled what you got. That ain't happening. They are going nowhere. And if they think they are, they're just going to release another Half-Life and be like, boom, y'all wanted to hear this. But I agree with you. Something like this, it's very hard for me to pay that kind of money. It's hard for me to pay money on Steam. I buy games on Steam for a couple of bucks. Yeah, I bought Kerbal. Actually, my cousin bought me Kerbal because he's like, you have to play this. It's awesome. It's an awesome game. I got it for free. But I have problems paying the money. Now, I don't mind $5 here. $6. If I lose that for something, so what?
Or if it's a game that you actually know.
Yeah.
Unless it's a game you really absolutely know, I need to get this in day one.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Steam is littered with a bunch of small little games that you can pick up for cheap.
The awesome thing about Steam is that you can put anything you want on there. They get you on how much you make off of it. So, like, if your game is originally $10, you're losing, was it 40% starting out?
Yeah, it was
40-50% until you sell 1 million copies, and then you're down to 40, and then when you sell a certain amount, you go down to 10 million, you go to 30. Okay, that sucks. But my thing is the sales. I bought this on EA or EA's Origins. $7 for Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to argue that. But they have flash sales like that all the time. And I'm one of the people, like, if I'm not going to physically own it, I have difficulty paying full price. I really do. I think that I get that it only costs them like a couple bucks to make that disc, and I understand the price, but you're literally you don't have to do anything. You're not paying distribution. You're not paying for any of that. You've already done your work. You just throw it on there and say, buy this, and we'll randomly generate you a code, and that's your license code. I get it, but I don't know. I'm with you on that, but I'm also not with you on that. I get both sides of the story, but I'm not ready to go onto Epic Game Store and spend. I might. It's a big game, Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to play it on my PC.
You do, but then it's like, do you want to play that with Tyler?
Right.
So
Tyler's not getting it on PC.
No, he's not. He's getting it on Xbox.
I know.
Where's your Xbox?
My 360's right there.
It ain't coming out on 360.
Well, I guess I was rude. I might get one.
I mean, they're cheap.
I mean, I already have the Ultimate Gold.
You might as well.
I might as well buy one. As long as I can find one for really cheap. Like, hey.
You know what you got coming in?
What?
A little bit of extra money.
That is allocated for something else. Vacation I've never taken.
I understand. I'm with you, and I agree with that.
I've never taken a vacation.
I agree with that. I agree. But there's someone very important in our lives.
I agree.
Who's going to need somebody.
I know. I'll pick one up eventually.
Come Extra Life Stream Day when we are going to be streaming games live for charity on the Twitch channel.
We're going to try to do some Apex together, and you're going to see how bad I suck.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some of that. And then, of course, if you do end up getting an Xbox One S, maybe you guys can do some Borderlands as well. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun for everybody.
Yep.
We're still doing logistics. We're still going to figure out what all everybody's going to do.
Maybe I'll get the download only one for more.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know I'm going to have a physical media.
All right, so next week, guys, we're going to I didn't talk about it this week because we're going to have plenty of time, but we're not going to dive into the whole Trump administration is going to be putting more tariffs on trade coming in from China, which is going to increase the price of the PS4.
5.
No, both.
Oh.
Sony said it's going to increase price of good products already out and new products coming in. We're going to talk about that next week because they are still in trade talks, and this may be changed by the end of the week. It may not. We may have to talk about it. But you could be looking at a PS5 launch of closer to $700.
Ow.
Because of it.
It'd be worth it if it allows me to play every single PlayStation
It will be,
game.
but you know what? We also could be looking at the same thing for the Xbox.
Pet your dog.
Hey there. Oh, well, come here, buddy.
You scared him. You got all excited.
I did get excited because I want to pet him. Come here, buddy.
He's like, no, you got crazy on me.
Okay. But yeah, we're going to talk about that next week here on the show. Until then, we're going to get out here and go see Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Gotta get Back to the Futures. Because I came from the future. Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come on, Doc. You're telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? Hey, I figured you were going to make a time machine. You're going to make it out with some style. There we go. There we go.
Everybody think it's Sylvester. It's Doc.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Thanks for watching along. For everybody that did and commented along, we thank you so much for watching.
We love you guys.
Live. We are live each and every single Wednesday on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay and on Mixer and on YouTube and on our Facebook page. You can check us out on our socials at Game Addicts Play all across there. The podcast released every single Thursday on podcast services around the globe, including Apple, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, SoundCloud. We're all across the gamut. Search us on your favorite one. If we're not, please hit us up and let us know. That way we can make it happen and bring our podcast to you every single Friday. The video version of the show that is streamed up gets YouTube. Our YouTube channel is our one-stop shop for everything that we do, including some gameplay. I've been playing through Mass Effect.
He's been doing stuff.
I have been. No, you have not, because you have this.
I have spent all this money, but like, hey man, that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm over here like, you're not gonna do that.
You know what? Okay,
it's because I suck at the games. The games I want to stream, I start playing. I'm like,
I died twice playing Mass Effect, and you know what I did? All right, I'm gonna get him this time.
The biggest thing is like, there's nothing out that I want to play.
That's why I picked something that I really like and just started replaying it.
I know, but I don't know what to play.
But like, okay, so
I'll do Fallout 76.
Okay, so the last few, the last 2 videos I put up, I actually didn't stream them. I just recorded them and just like commented along and did my little, commentary along with the game. So please check that out. I try to do those every weekend or so. And put them out. Or there's 1 week that I missed, but on Mondays and Wednesdays, Mass Effect videos coming out because I'm trying to get through that entire game series. I'm doing it. I made it a goal.
You've been doing it like 7 times before. I think you'll be all right.
I think I'll be all right, but this time I'll make it a deal to actually record it
with the devil.
Deal with the devil. Anyway,
deal with the devil,
guys. Until next time, I've been Brando,
and I have been Mike.
Game on, guys. Have a good one. Later on.